WDAM, Laurel, Hattiesburg. You are watching News 7 at 6:30. You've got 7 on your side.
Heavy rains have caused some South Mississippi residents to evacuate their homes. Also, cleanup begins on a Mississippi Gulf Coast beach. Plus, Trayvon Martin's family testified during the George Zimmerman murder case, and find out how you to avoid potentially dangerous summer travel destinations. I'm Vanessa Pacheco in for Carrie Leggett Brown. Thank you for joining us. Nearly 20 people were forced to evacuate their homes in northern Greene County when heavy rains to his live bait boat that he worked on as a deckhand. Fellow crew members tried to rescue the by then unconscious Lee. They admit they had been drinking, but it has not been yet determined if alcohol was a factor in his death. Lee was not wearing a life jacket. This accident is being investigated by the DMR, the U.S. Park Service, and the Coast Guard. The 5th of July always means a big cleanup job on the beach. It takes days to clear the party, picnic, and firework debris from 26 miles of sand. Tourism leaders worry each day it's there leaves a bad impression for visitors. Daniel Thomas has more.
The heavy rain forced volunteers for Clean Our Scene to end the beach cleanup sooner than they'd hoped. They were very disappointed since there was plenty to pick up.
I mean, everything from shoes and clothes to fireworks, obviously, and bottles.
Bridget Verone is with the Gulf Coast Regional Tourism Partnership. She's also director of the Mississippi Hospitality and Restaurant Association Gulf Coast chapter. She says tourism leaders are concerned about how visitors react to these large post-holiday messes.
We ran into a couple from Texas who were absolutely shocked at what they found this morning whenever they got up for their stroll along the beach. And it really just shows how important our look is to visitors. We ask them to come and spend their vacation dollars here with us on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And we want them to be able to enjoy the beach whenever they do come so that they'll actually come back.
This year, for the first time, Harrison County partnered with Waste Pro to put out dumpsters to encourage more people to pick up after themselves. Unfortunately, the Sand Beach director says the dumpsters were barely used.
We do applaud Harrison County for making more of an effort with Waste Pro to put the trash receptacles along the beach. Everybody who came down to have a really great time on the 4th, if they could also come back with a trash bag and some gloves and help pick up, that would be great.
Tourism leaders say putting trash in the trash can would be even better.
Today, Harrison County Sand Beach crews clean in Biloxi from Oak Street to White Avenue. The directors say tomorrow they'll clean around 20th Avenue in Gulfport. It was a trend that began shortly after Hurricane Katrina, people moving north to higher ground. Nowhere is that more evident than in Jackson County community of Vancleave. The area has grown over the past few years, and because of that growth, would-be entrepreneurs have seized an opportunity to open new businesses, several in the past few months. Doug Walker has the story.
This bait shop just opened in Vancleave, offering just about everything you might need to enjoy the outdoors. The owners saw a need and filled it.
A lot of fishermen and hunters here in Vancleave, so we felt like it was something that was really needed, and we opened it up and it's working.
When Drew and Beverly Kite opened their business, it lifted a big weight off their shoulders, a chance to come home and offer something unique.
Well, Vancleave's an ever-growing community. They didn't have a CrossFit facility, and we felt like it was something that we loved, and if we love it, that others around here would as well.
There's no doubt the growth in Vancleave is helping new businesses open up and even prosper. It's also leading to something else, existing businesses expanding because of that growth. One of those businesses is Mizell's Outdoors. It added riding mowers, equipment rentals, and even party slides to lure in additional customers.
We just keep adding on as long as, we get the support from the community, which has helped, and that's what it takes, I guess, to make it now. You got to do more than one thing.
Up the road, a gently used furniture store has set up shop. The owners say 2 reasons made their decision to open a business an easy one.
Because we saw that Vancleave was growing, and we want to grow with Vancleave. Not everybody can afford brand new furniture, so we're here to help those that can't.
Offering help and providing a needed service sets the table for business success.
In addition to business profiled in this story, a 24-hour fitness center and a tanning salon has also opened in the Vancleave in the past month. Well, coming up, it's an emotional day in the George Zimmerman murder trial as Trayvon Martin's mother takes a stand. We'll have the details in a moment. And it's Nick. I know it's been raining in some areas. Are we supposed to? I know Greene County was affected bad yesterday. Any of that more rain in the future forecast?
Yeah, we do have a lot more. Wayne and Greene both, especially that south side of Wayne around Buckatana State Line community. And then a lot of that water ran into Greene County. Plus, they also saw a lot of rain up in the northwestern corner of Greene County.
Hopefully, it doesn't get worse for them.
It's been a difficult forecast in the sense that, for example, yesterday you had some people who didn't see any rain, and then you had people who had over 11 inches. So.
I didn't see any rain yesterday.
Right, exactly. So it's very scattered in nature, and we're going to see more of that over the next couple of days. We'll start, though, tonight with the almanac. Today, you'll notice no rain over at the Hattiesburg Airport, but I think others would argue that they did see some rain today. So it just kind of depends on where you're located, and that will continue. Today, getting up to 80 degrees on the low side, 72. As you look at the current conditions at the Hattiesburg Airport, 75 degrees, humidity 89%, the real feel unaffected there. Current temps around the Pine Belt, 78 in Columbia, 76 in Poplarville, Richton reporting 76 and 75 in Laurel, Mississippi. Alpha Insurance Sky Camera did pick up a little bit in the gauge, 0.04 of an inch over at Petro Nissan there. 77 degrees is the current temperature with some clouds around the area. And there is a flash flood watch officially, according to the National Weather Service, all the way until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Now, I think we're getting a nice break from the rain for the next handful of hours here, and we'll be talking about that using the Southern Pine Electric Power radar. You'll notice that we had the rain this morning scattered throughout the Pine Belt. At times, good downpour around parts of Hattiesburg, at least on the north side, kind of fizzled out as it was tracking to the north. And then you saw this light to moderate rain down towards the south side of the viewing area. That's moving out. So we're in a nice pocket of dry air right now, and nice to have that break and allow some rain to run off of the surface. As you zoom in a little tighter, I wanted you to see once again maybe some folks who saw some rain today. You saw it pop up over in parts of Forest and Lamar County. Then you see it over here in parts of Jeff Davis County and Lawrence County there. Then you track up to the north just a little bit, and you had some rain over around parts of Jasper and Clark County. But once again, things quieting down for a little while, but there's plenty more rain out there, and this will eventually track back across the Pine Belt as we go into parts of your Saturday. Lots of rain off the Gulf Coast. You have more rain, more intense storms coming across the Florida Panhandle, moving through parts of Georgia right now, and the rain totals have been extreme in some locations. This is the Florida Panhandle. We talked about this last night, but you'll know that some areas of the Panhandle, over 10 inches of rainfall, as much as 20 inches of rainfall, and we had our fair share here, as I was mentioning to Vanessa a second ago, over in the south side of Wayne County, north side of Greene County. You're looking at easily 5 to 10 inches of rainfall, and probably some isolated areas, 11 plus inches of rainfall just in this one spot. But this is a 48-hour look that you're looking at. Really, that rain over there in Wayne and Greene came in a 24-hour period, but you'll notice that you'll have some dry spots. Seminary looks like it hasn't seen a whole lot. Collins hasn't seen a whole lot, but then you'll have some places just to the north of Hattiesburg, off towards the looks like west of Hattiesburg, of Laurel, and you're talking 1 to 2 inches or 2.5 inches of rainfall. So very scattered in nature. As you pull out a little bit, we'll try to predict what we're going to see over the next few days. Now, this moisture will continue to get funneled over the southeast, and as a result, we're going to see some rain drag over parts of South Mississippi. Futurecast continues to illustrate this. This is tomorrow afternoon. You see more scattered activity across parts of the Pine Belt, possibly becoming more widespread in the late afternoon or evening hours, and then we do it all over again on Sunday. So we're keeping these rain chances up through the weekend, and the forecast is going to play out like this. Tonight, 72 degrees for the overnight low, so some scattered showers possible, probably in the earlier morning hours. I think we're going to see a break for a few hours. And then as you break things down tomorrow around 8 a.m., we'll call it a light to moderate chance of rain in the morning hours, but better rain chances in the afternoon, with temperatures getting up into the mid-80s during the day. Another way you can look at these rain chances is we're going to spike in the afternoon hours, and in fact, I'm going with a better rain chance tomorrow just overall than what we've experienced over the past few days. I'm going to call it a 70% chance of rain for your Saturday, 40% on Sunday, Monday 40% chance of rain. Stay with us. We'll take a look at the entire 7-day forecast in just a little bit. Vanessa.
Dramatic moments in George Zimmerman's murder trial in Florida. Today, Trayvon Martin's mother faced her son's killer, offering testimony for the prosecution. ABC's Tamon Bradley has the latest.
Emotional moments as the prosecution winds down its case. Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, facing George Zimmerman as she took the stand, telling the jury that the screams heard on the 911 call the night of the shooting came from her son.
And who do you recognize that to be, man? Trayvon Benjamin Martin.
22-year-old Javaris Fulton, Martin's brother, also identified the screaming voice as that of Trayvon. Zimmerman's attorney cross-examined both witnesses, Mark O'Mara pointing out that Javaris initially had doubts if the voice on the tape was his brother's. He also asked Martin's mother if perhaps her son was responsible for what happened.
You certainly hope, as a mom, that your son, Trayvon Martin, would not have done anything that would have led to his own death, correct?
What I hope for is that this wouldn't have never happened and he would still be here. Absolutely. That's my hope.
Identifying who was screaming on the 911 call could help determine if Zimmerman or Martin was the aggressor during their deadly encounter. Also today, startling details about the end of Martin's life. The doctor who performed Martin's autopsy, Siping Bao, said the teen suffered after Zimmerman shot him through the heart.
I believe Trayvon Martin was alive for 1 to 10 minutes after he was shot.
Originally, Bao concluded that Martin could have lived up to 3 minutes. He also changed his mind that the amount of marijuana found in Martin's body affected his behavior. Bao now thinks Martin's THC level did affect his mental state, but the jury didn't hear about it. The judge ruled it inadmissible. Tamon Bradley, ABC News, New York.
The New England Patriots are offering a free trade for Aaron Hernandez's number 81 jersey this weekend. Anyone with a number 81 jersey bought at the Patriots Pro Shop or its online equivalent can trade it in for a new Patriots jersey of comparable value. The trade-in offers is only good this weekend. The team is really encouraging parents to take advantage of this offer, even though officials say kids may not understand why parents don't want them wearing the number 81 jersey anymore. The Patriots let Hernandez go after he was accused of killing semi-pro football Odin Lloyd several weeks ago. The athlete is jailed on murder charges. Pope John Paul II will be named a saint. Vatican officials made the announcement this morning. Pope Francis signed a decree allowing for the canonization of the beloved Pope. Also gaining sainthood, Pope John XXIII, who presided over the Church's historic Second Vatican Council in the 1960s. No date has been announced for the canonization ceremonies. Pope John Paul II presided over the Church's 1 billion worldwide Catholics from 1978 until his death in 2005. Still ahead, if you're traveling this summer, there's important information for you about potentially dangerous summer travel destinations. We'll have the details in a moment. Not everyone heads to the beach this time of the year. For many, summer is an opportunity to explore the world, but sometimes your itinerary could overlap with contentious, possibly dangerous situations. Protests or uprisings don't necessarily mean your trip is off. You'll just need to do more homework and make sure you have the information you need to make smart decisions and ensure your trip is a safe one. Elizabeth Corridon shows us one resource that is just a few clicks away.
Scenes like these playing out on the TV might have you rethinking your summer travel plans. Before you make the decision to change or cancel your trip, get informed. The best place to start is the U.S. Department of State. The agency keeps an updated list of countries the U.S. government has deemed dangerous or unstable. The State Department recommends Americans avoid traveling to these countries or, at the very least, consider the risks. In some cases, the U.S. may be constrained or unable to assist you in an emergency because an embassy or consulate is closed. With just a few clicks, you can see when the warnings were issued and what guidance the government is offering. Once you know your destination, consider signing up for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. This free service allows American travelers headed overseas to register their plans in advance so that the U.S. government can better assist if an emergency arises. You can also get information about the closest U.S. embassy or consulate to your destination. Once registered, you can opt for State Department-issued email updates about travel warnings, alerts, and consular information for countries you pre-select. The Department of State also outlines what it can and cannot do in the event of a crisis, should you find yourself or your family in trouble overseas. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Elizabeth Corridon.
Coming up, Nick will have a final check of the weekend forecast. Also, we'll take a look at what's trending online. Stay with us. One charity donor may not have the moves like Jagger, but at least they now have the hair. A lock of the Rolling Stone frontman Mick Jagger's hair has been auctioned off for about $6,000, double the price it was expected to go for. The lock of hair was sold by a former girlfriend of the rock star who had held on to the hair since before he hit stardom. The hair has been kept in an envelope all these years with the message Mick Jagger's hair after being washed and trimmed by Chris at Road Hill Farm. The proceeds will go to benefit the Changing Faces charity. Wow, I wish my hair could go for that much.
I don't think I would pay for anyone's hair for that much. You know, it's just $6,000.
But it was for a good cause.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is always great. But $6,000 for a piece of hair, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, but there's those fans.
Yeah, you're right. And rock and roll fans can get pretty crazy. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. You do have some good chances of rain in here, especially as we go into the weekend. 70% chance of rain on Saturday, Sunday 40%. And I got to keep it at 40% throughout much of the week next week. I just really don't see this flow of moisture coming out of the Gulf changing a whole lot, at least not in the short term. You do have temperatures climbing back into the 90s, though, in this forecast because we'll probably get a little bit more sun in the mix. Beach and boating forecast tomorrow, as you can imagine, is going to be very wet down towards the coast tomorrow. The seas will be a little bit rocky, especially offshore, 3 to 4 feet seas there, 2 to 3 feet in the Sound, and then a wet forecast with a high of 85 on Saturday and a high of 89 on Sunday.
Thank you, Nick. Now let's take a look at what's trending online. The hot topic on our Facebook page today is a Virginia boy dies after being struck by a bullet fired into the air that then fell down and struck him as he was on his way to watch the fireworks. If you want to join in the conversation, and we hope you do, head over to our Facebook page. And on to a different note, this baby can swim across the pool. Amazing.
It really is amazing. She's so young, and she comprehends. Like, he'll tell her, you know, all right, you want to do it again? Swim all the way across.
I can't even swim on my back. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
This time she just goes to the middle and comes back, but then a little bit later, I don't know if we'll get to it.
She swims all the way across.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
And I think she's saying she's done. And
her mom tells her, go to the stairs.
Yeah. And they opened up the video saying that she was trained by an instructor, so I don't think it's really child abuse by
Yeah, and she says every time she's tired, she
goes to her back. It's amazing. Maybe going to be in the Olympics one day, and this video will be priceless if she ends up, you know, look at that. It'd be kind of like the Tiger Woods video where he was on the late night show, very young, hitting golf balls. You know, you never know. Pretty impressive stuff.
It is. Cute. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening and a good night.